What's going on, guys? It's Unknown Player here, and in this video we'll be taking a look at another exotic weapon that got remade and now has new perks since the 2.10 patch, and this is the super good advice. There are a few exotics from year 1 that of course got remade and put into year 2, and not only that, they actually got given brand new perks because Bungie felt, and obviously the community felt, they were pretty weak beforehand and weren't really used all that much. And two of the weapons were the Dragon's Breath, which I covered in a previous video, and that'll be linked in the description if you want to watch it, and also this, the Super Good Advice LMG, which is also a very, very bad weapon in year 1. Not a lot of people actually use this thing, and it was literally one of the rarest weapons in the game, simply because you never saw anyone using it, and it was just very, very overlooked, especially with weapons like the Alahorn in its tier. So not a lot of people actually noticed the upgrades that came on this Super Good Advice. A lot of people have glossed over it, but it is actually pretty cool. So it seems very similar to how it used to be, but you'll notice the perk description of its main perk is actually a little bit different. So in its main perk, we can see that it says missed shots may be returned to the magazine. So that means any shots that do not hit their target or any target at all, they may have a chance to be returned to the magazine. It says may, but honestly the chance is very, very high. It's probably like 90–80% of the bullets that go and do not hit a target, they will be returned right back to the magazine. It's actually really fun to use. It's like one of those gimmicky weapons that wasn't really too great, but it's still really cool to use. And you could just fire the weapon. You can see right now, just firing into the sky, just how often the bullets don't go back to the magazine. It's very, very often that you actually get refunded. And that was the old perk, and that was everything we knew before. Now let's talk about what's new to this. So the second part of that perk reads that landed shots may be replaced in the magazine from your reserve. So it's a very confusing system, but essentially it means you never have to reload as long as you're landing your shots. And even when you aren't landing your shots, again, when you miss, it's got a very, very good chance for that ammo to get right back to your magazine. So you can literally just spray at enemies and it's just going to drain all of your ammo from your reserves. So essentially your magazine is as big as your reserve ammo is, and you can literally unload a massive, massive amount of bullets. This weapon is very similar to the Black Hammer, or probably more similar to the Black Spindle, the new version, where you can essentially fire infinitely at bosses, and this could be pretty viable against enemies like Golgoth, where you just have to spray all of your ammo into his belly. It's probably not going to be as good as Black Spindle simply because it's a very high impact sniper, and in timing wise it's probably not going to match up to the Black Spindle, but this is actually a really, really viable weapon, and you can literally just spray so much ammo at the enemy and know that your ammo isn't even coming out of your main magazine. It sometimes does, because like I said, it isn't 100% guaranteed and not every bullet is going to go from your reserves, but quite often it's going to happen where your bullet will just come straight from the reserves and you just watch the reserve ammo drain down, and sometimes obviously when it misses it'll take a bullet from your magazine. So it's just a really, really efficient way to use all of your ammo, and you should definitely pair this with some boots that let you carry more machine gun ammo. That is an absolute must. I don't think I have those on my Titan. The ammo you're seeing isn't even the max that you can possibly hold, but definitely if you're going to go and use this, would definitely recommend you throw in some boots that let you carry more machine gun ammo, and you'll be able to literally just have a ton of ammo in reserves, and you'll be able to shoot that all to your enemy. And it's a really, really fun weapon to use, really different, and it's useful against bosses and low health enemies. You can see me in the Omnigul Strike just using it. It's a very multi-purpose weapon, and like I said, it's probably not going to be statistically the best weapon in the game. It's probably not going to be used all that much anymore, like it was kind of ignored in year 1, but still it's a very, very fun weapon to use, and it feels just like the Dragon's Breath. It's not the best weapon in the world, it's not going to be the most like practical, but it's just a fun, crazy weapon to use, and it's never been done before. It's got a very unique mechanic that is no like any other exotic weapon in the game, so for that reason I like it. I love seeing exotics that have different perks to them and different attributes that aren't seen in any other weapons. There's things that make them unique and more interesting to use, and these weapons are actually very useful. The Super Good Advice specifically has a weird kind of like bug where it doesn't actually register shots hit when you shoot things like the Oracles and also the Oversoul and the Crota's Raid. So I'm not sure whether that is intended by Bungie, but you can actually shoot infinitely at the Oversoul and things like the Oracles and very specific type of enemies in Destiny that don't technically count as enemies and don't actually register hits, and all of your bullets you shoot at them are going to be counted as misses, so it's only going to take one bullet out of your magazine every few seconds. So it's a really, really cool and unique weapon. Definitely go and try it out if you can spare the marks, or if you manage to get it yourself in year 2. Like I said, not the best weapon in the world, but something really fun and cool to use. Try it yourselves and let me know what you think about it. And this is probably more of a PvE weapon than a PvP. Probably wouldn't recommend using this in PvP. You'll probably get destroyed with it, and there are definitely better weapons like the Raid LMG. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video and a look at the brand new Super Good Advice. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section, how it looks, or if you've got it yourself, what do you think of it. Leave a like rating on this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.